Good morning, Artie. Good morning. Bienvenidos, papi. Bienvenidos. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Team Arbidos. Just looks so damn powerful against Mixu earlier, but now against a Protoss. It is Creator. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the French Protoss player representing Team Alter. It is PtitDrogo. Drogo already warmed up with his PvP skills. Or did take down Trigger earlier today. We were lucky enough to cast that series, and yeah, Drogo was looking pretty damn solid against Trigger. He was so quick to expand, maintain, or gain and maintain economic advantages, harass as well. The one game that Drogo did lose against Trigger, as it went all the way to the ace match, was the base trade, where the armies kind of missed each other, and Trigger was able to look a little bit more confident and be more decisive in the middle of the base trade. But we'll see how he can perform against Creator. So far, we have mirrored builds. We do have 2 gate openers all around from both Creator and Trigger. We'll see where they do diverge. We'll see what the initial units are going to be as well. We are on Royal Blood, a map that honestly we see a lot of proxies on. We've seen a lot of one base all-ins on this map, but I say that's only because we've casted so much of Max Packs, and Max Packs more often than not does go for gate expands on Royal Blood, which is crazy, but he's crazy like that. He is. No one is taking the bait here, though. No one is going for that greedier economic opener. And we do have, ooh, something very interesting going on. Okay, there we go. Do have a Stalker Sentry opener here from Drogo. Meanwhile, Creator's going for double Stalkers instead. With this, Drogo is more concerned with being defensive and scouting. Meanwhile, Creator can be a little bit more assertive. He can be active on the map and assert himself with those Stalkers. As Drogo throws down the pylon, the goal here is to get an eye on the initial units, and Drogo does see both Stalkers coming out from Creator. Meanwhile, Creator only sees one. Drogo does intentionally keep that sentry back in the main base to keep it hidden, to make sure that Creator doesn't know what the second unit is, whether it's a Stalker Adept opener, or double Stalker, or Stalker Sentry. So a little bit of mind games going on. Creator working with incomplete information. He does move on forward. Is going to come across that hallucination. Can he deny the scout? And it oh, it looks like he barely will deny the hallucination. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, that was kind of the whole point of this opener for Drogo, so a bit of a rough start for him. But he has 2 more sentries on the way, so he will eventually scout his opponent. As Creator is going for a Twilight Council. So is his opponent, nothing too crazy. Both players are expanding, no one's going for a one base all-in or anything like that. Of course, if Creator was going for a one base all-in, Drogo wouldn't know. As Creator gets a full scout of the main base, confirms the natural, sees the droning, the probing even. Is aware of the Blink Stalkers. Meanwhile, Creator does this very often in PvP. I've found it's really unique to Creator is that he often goes for a very fast forge. We've seen it when he plays against Hero, when he plays against Classic, but in PvP he is one to double down and get really fast +1 attack, just so he has that that overall Stalker advantage. As that is already on the way. We see Drogo is finally going to be able to get eyes on things and confirms the Twilight Council. He also sees the fast forge, so he knows that he's going to be at an upgrade deficit. Drogo is aware. As both players are just going to be going for their third bases. So far, everything's been pretty chill. Nothing too crazy, nothing too aggressive. Both players are just constantly scouting each other with these hallucinations. Again, it's very important, especially in PvP. As you can imagine, at any turn, someone can throw down 4 gateways, or someone can throw down a dark shrine. That's why these sentries are oh so important in PvP, especially in the mid game. As Creator does spot the army moving out. He is in position. He has a shield battery that's about to finish up as well. Drogo gonna test his luck, gonna try and flex his micro and his skill here against Creator. Does dip on in, but does back off. He's like, oh, okay, you're in position, you have a shield battery, let me just not commit. As Drogo does get deflected, and yeah, we're just going to be saturating our third bases. We have additional gates on the way. Drogo the first to throw down a robo, but Creator likewise not too far behind. And so far there isn't like any clear advantages outside of the upgrades. Of course, Creator, he's about to finish +1. And go straight into +2. Dark Shrine is thrown down as well for Creator. Well, let's go. Now, can Creator deny the scouts? Can he keep up with the constant hallucinations that we've been seeing from Drogo? Can he keep this hidden? So far, yes. So far. As Creator confirms the additional gateways, the army of Drogo is slipping out across the map, looking to deny the potential fourth. Does take down a probe, as well as a pylon. So not too bad. Not too bad from Drogo, but he still doesn't know. He's still lacking that critical information. He still has not seen the Dark Shrine. Thankfully, Drogo will have observers. First observer is coming up, but even if you have detection, it doesn't matter. If it's with the army, it's not at home, and DTs, they do one-shot probes. Oh, as Hallucination is diving on in. We go for a warp into try and deny. We blink as well. Can we stop it? We cannot. Drogo barely makes it in and does scout the Dark Shrine. But did he see it? Did Drogo click on it? Does he know what he saw? As Creator was trying so hard to deny that scout, was unable to in the end. No cannons. We do have a forge. We have access to cannons if we want them. I don't think Drogo knows what he saw. We only have one observer as well. We haven't made additional observers, so as far as we can tell, it doesn't look like Drogo has reacted to seeing that Dark Shrine. But in saying that, oh yeah, the DTs, they waddle on in. The jig is up, probes are falling. And now we have observers on the way. Now we have cannons on the way. A really late reaction here from Drogo. At the same time, the main army of Creator is going to be hitting this third base. Is it going to be forced back? DTs are finally being cleaned up. No WCS game heart, but 10 workers did go down. Already a good amount of damages. Creator is now up 10 workers. He does have quite an economic lead. The DTs didn't end the game, but they did put Creator in a really good position. He's going to be doubling down. Shadow Stride is on the way. Blink for DTs. Speaking of, Prism dives in and more DTs get warped in across the map as well. Up! Oh, Prism does escape. And Drogo's stuck at home because of the Warp Prism, because of the DT harass. And Drogo can't really be active. He can't really move out. And because he has no map control, he has no map vision, Creator moves out once again, takes down a cannon. That means detection has been dealt with. We do see some solid force fields, but we are able to blink out. Hopefully the cannon is rebuilt. Hopefully we're able to get some detection going at that base once again. Kane is also looking a little bit exposed. DT threatening to waddle in. Drogo is pushing out. Both players are transitioning here into robotics, into disruptors. Robotics bays are on the way. Cannons are being thrown down once again. And Creator has just a pretty solid lead overall. Drogo's trying to split up his army, and he does have an observer here in position. We blink on in, but we're not going to be able to do too much. Oh my god, we do depower these gateways though. We don't have the DPS to take down that cannon, but we do have more DTs here on the left-hand side, and these DTs are getting out of hand. They take out another round of workers. And yeah, Drogo, he's just been having a hard time keeping up. You can see that reflected in the worker count, in the army supply, in everything. Now, to be fair, even though Drogo is behind right now, even though he's contained to 4 bases and he's been losing a lot to these DTs, disruptors are on the way. And disruptors can still change everything. He can still make up for a supply deficit with good novas. He can still fight back. He can still recover. It's the power of the disruptor, the great equalizer. You can be down 20, 30, 40 supply, but yeah, 2 good novas and you're back in it. You know, that's a lot of defensive DTs. Oh my god. Drogo is going to try and take the center base. Army has been spotted. Massive DT counterattack is being sent out. Oh, and these Archons are looking exposed. Do we bait out a blink? Nova goes off. Gets one Stalker. Disruptors have been revealed. DT runway is going to be coming in, but we have a lot of cannons in position. Force the DTs back. Raider's still trying to find a way in. There's no shield battery here at this 3rd base. Archon goes down. Novas go off, but we're able to avoid them. Oh, I can't say the same for Drogo. Does take a Nova to the face with that Archon. Oh, gets a Disruptor as well. So far, Creator coming out ahead in these trades. As Drogo tries to expand and take a 5th base. Once again, that's a kill, not a cancel on that 5th. More Novas go off. This time we trade 1 Disruptor for 1 Disruptor. Oh. And we're taking to the skies. I did not expect this. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Stargates are on the way. Are we headed to the late game? Late game PvP is Skytoss versus Skytoss. Here we go as the Stalkers are headed once again, rotating up into this 3rd base. Novas do go off. DT is going to try and deny the 5th once again. This time, Drogo's going to be able to hold on to it. Novas go off. We'll see another blink. Meanwhile, behind all this aggression, Creator, he still is able to expand behind this. And oh, no! Oh, the Nova goes off and he takes down every single Disruptor. We're not going to get into Skytoss. We're not going to be able to make use of those Stargates because Creator takes a massive fight. Drogo just for one moment wasn't looking. Didn't see Creator slip on in. We have 3 more Disruptors coming out to defend. Can Drogo hold on? As he zones away the army, once again, the 5th base is being denied. Up! Does get a good Nova towards the end. Does get a lot of Stalkers, but he needs more than that. Oof. As he also takes a Nova to the face. GG gets called, and Creator takes game number 1. Also, fun fact, he had a Fleet Beacon and another Stargate on the way. GG. Creator was working towards that Skytoss transition, but he did not need it. Was able to win beforehand. And yeah, he's able to take game number 1. Oof. Things were pretty close between the players. Overall, things were neck and neck for a while. And then the Dark Templar, the Invisible Man. It's not like they themselves were doing a lot of damage, but they were doing economic damage at the same time. They were distracting, pulling apart the army of Drogo, which meant the Creator could do even more with his own main Stalker force. And because of all the aggression from Creator because Drogo was stuck at home. That gave so much map control so Creator could just expand more, take more bases, just build up his economy. Just have free reign in game 1. Ooh. And now we're getting into game number 2. Legacy of the Disruptor, true. Aye, aye, aye. So things did snowball very quickly in favor of Creator, but we'll see if we can make a series out of this. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Team Abydos. It is Creator. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Protoss player representing Team Alter, down in the series but not out. It is PtitDrogo. Oh boy, and if I'm not mistaken, for the first time today, we have Neo Humanity. I think with that, we've been on every map. We had plenty of matches on Altitude. We've had Gressvan, Royal Blood, Babylon, now Neo Humanity. Did we get Ancient Cistern? I think we did. I think earlier today we did. There we go. We have that map bingo. We are able to feature them all. And yeah, as you can imagine, Neo Humanity, it isn't popular for a reason. It is the smallest map in the map pool, has a very short rush distance by ground, so because of that, it does favor quite a lot of aggressive plays. Meanwhile, Creator's going for a gate expand. He's crazy. I noticed, so Creator, he went for one gas geyser as opposed to his opponent, so he was cutting quite a lot of corners, and yeah, he goes for a gate expand on Neo Humanity of all maps. Drogo has no idea. He is going for his probe scout a little bit later than his opponent, and he does get eyes on the Nexus and on that one gateway. Now the question becomes, is Drogo going to try and punish this, or is he going to try and play from behind and go for a later expansion? Now, with the 2-gate opener already, Drogo has a production lead. He's going to have more units than his opponent. With this probe, he's going to be able to... He can have the option to throw down a proxy pylon. He can throw down tech like a robo or another gateway. He can go all in if he believes he can kill Creator. So far, though, that is not the case. Drogo throwing down a pylon on the low ground. It's like Creator, he's doing his best Max Packs impression. It's crazy. Creator, meanwhile, pylon blocks the natural base as well. But just to delay Drogo even further. 2 adepts are thrown down. Drogo goes for a Stargate first. So the goal here from Drogo is with Oracle and adepts to harass Creator and try and get some economic damage done to try to make up for how late the expansion of Drogo is going to be. It's going to be on Creator to try to minimize his losses here.
Our pylon is under attack.
As he is the defender. Does end up catching those adepts. We do have a probe on top of the ramp as well to wall off. And it looks like we're going to be committing. 2 probes going to be going down already. We can get it up. Not quite. Oh, the shots aren't lined up. But there we go. He does get a 3rd probe. He gets a 4th. 4 probes for 2 adepts. Not too bad here from Drogo. Meanwhile, oh, he's forced to take the unnatural natural. Ay, ay, ay. Because of that probe block, because of the pylon block, Drogo didn't want his base to be delayed any further. He didn't want to fall further behind, so yeah, he takes a really awkward expansion. Oh boy. Now, because of this, his main base is going to be that much more exposed to an attack. Likewise, this natural as well. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult to maintain these 2 bases if Creator becomes aggressive. Oh, and he's throwing down the pylon. Oh boy. First Oracle is zooming across the map. We have a shield battery in position. We have 2 stalkers as well. We have a shield battery in the main. Yeah, the Oracle doesn't do any damage. Forced to throw down a Revelation. Meanwhile, Creator with his proxy pylon, what's he going for? Drogo is going for a Dark Shrine. Okay. I can dig it. The armies are clashing. Drogo is going to be able to take a bit of a win here. He does kill a Stalker. Not too bad. Oh, almost gets a second. Creator with this proxy gateway. He has 3 gateways back at home. He's going for a 2-base, 4-gate all in. He will have the higher Stalker count. No shield battery here at the 3rd. Or, sorry, the natural. There we go. Shield battery just now on the way. The armies are kind of missing each other. Well, I mean, Drogo doesn't really have much of an army. His Stalkers are out on the map. His Adepts also out on the map. And this natural base is completely exposed. The boys have to be pulled. Oh god, the Dark Shrine is still not done. Drogo is going to be diving in with everything he has, but he just doesn't have enough. The Stalkers were in the main. Every single worker here at the natural is going down. Likewise, Creator is able to react. He does pull away his workers in that mineral line back at home. And Drogo is losing everything. He is losing everything here back at home. We have a defensive DT. Oof. But Creator has a robo. So Drogo holds onto his natural, but for how much longer? We have detection on the way. Creator forced to show his hand. Look at the units lost tab. Creator has also lost a lot of probes, but he still has the worker advantage. It's Oracle putting in a lot of work, to be fair. He is evening up the worker count. Drogo on 30, Creator on 31, but the difference is that Drogo doesn't have an army. He only has DTs. GG gets called, and Creator will take the series 2-0. GG. Ugh. That was a wild game. That was a game that I did not expect to unfold the way that it did. For Creator to go for a gate expand without even having a wall on the low ground as well was crazy. To force Drogo to take an unnatural natural, like a really awkward 3rd base as his natural instead. For Drogo to go for his DTs, it was and for Creator to go for a 4-gate Blink Stalker all in. Oh, sorry, regular Stalker all in. GG, well played. Oh god. It's the PvPs that I live for, you know, just nonsense. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But unfortunately, that does spell the end for Drogo. He did really well for himself making it this far. I mean, hey, Drogo, he eliminated Trigger. He eliminated Trigger from the tournament. So, he had some really solid results here today. But alas, does meet his end at the hands of Creator. And this is where our story ends. Creator, he advanced on into a qualifying match to face off against Hero. And we did cast that PvP live at the event. We did cover that series, so we I'm not going to cast that series again for a second time, but that is on our Twitch channel if you're interested. Soon to be on our YouTube as well. GG, well played, well played. But yeah, with that, we've actually casted every single series in this group. Every series in Group D has been covered. Oh boy, we've made it. We have made it. And I said this earlier, but yeah, for the time being, I think that's all that we're going to be covering from ESL Masters. Again, our focus was to just cover the group stage because so many matches didn't get casted. So many matches were played out but weren't broadcasted to the public. So we wanted to focus on the group stage. Meanwhile, the playoff brackets was casted on the main stream, you know, by all the other premier casters. So I don't really know if I want to go over all of those matches. You know, the VODs are all available on YouTube. Like the events already did go on. So yeah, there are other things that we can look forward to. So going to be ending our ESL Masters coverage here. Which is a shame. I love these overlays. I love what Kuro was able to do. I love the assets that were provided to us by ESL. It looks good. Looks good. I appreciate it. These are the overlays that we used, of course, during the event itself, during the live event. And yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Speaking of thanking everyone, massive shout out to Blaker, who's in the chat. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Gracias, papi, gracias. Do always appreciate the support. all the bits, the subscriptions, all that good stuff. Thank you. Thank you so much. All the money that we make here on this channel, all the money goes towards our tournaments that we host, our tournaments that we run. Speaking of, we have a pretty intense weekend ahead of us. We have a pretty intense couple of days, as tomorrow is the return of World Team League. Tomorrow is the end of the round robin stage of World Team League. The last week here, round 11 of WTL, will be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you want to tune in, if you want to find out which teams make it into the playoffs and which teams are eliminated from WTL for this season, the first season of 2023, then tune in tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 days of WTL action is upon us before a hiatus. After this week of WTL, there's going to be a couple weeks break. It's going to be a couple weeks off before the playoff bracket, before the finale of World Team League. So be sure to tune in. Outside of that, we also have the Africa Champions Cup. We have the final qualifiers this weekend as well. I believe it is the second Korean qualifier, and I think there's a global qualifier as well. Yes, so we have the second Korean qualifier on Saturday, and we have the second global qualifier on Sunday. So we're going to be covering the Africa Champions Cup qualifiers, and we also have Tenacious Turtle Tussle. Our very own NA/Latin American tournament is going to be held on Sunday as well. So our weekends are always busy. It's when the majority of the players are available, so it's when we have all of our tournaments. So yeah, stay tuned. Be sure to mark your calendars for this weekend. And now that we've wrapped up all of our ESL Masters coverage, we are going to be getting into some GSL. We're going to be covering some GSL matches. We're going to be covering some Home Story Cup matches as well. I know Home Story Cup did already conclude, but likewise, there are a lot of games going on in the group stage that we did want to cover as well. So starting next week, we're going to be having some Home Story Cup replay casts, and we're also going to be having some GSL replay casts as well. Especially because I know that GSL has become a little bit more difficult to watch live, just because if you've seen the YouTube stream, they have like the overlay, like pushing everyone to Africa, and I know not everyone has a good viewing experience on Africa, so I do know that a lot of community casters have taken it upon themselves to cast GSL themselves instead. So we're probably going to be taking part in that as well, starting next week. So yeah, we'll be covering some of those GSL matches. I've been intentionally avoiding watching GSL so I don't spoil myself, so I don't like have an awkward time like knowing the results while casting GSL. So I have been taking at least that initiative. So yeah, tune into that. Soon TM. Outside of that, thank you so much everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. We are done for today. We are done for this evening. Oh boy, ESL Masters is in the books, and hope everyone enjoyed themselves. If you want to tune into more of the CranKy Ducklings, ! Socials in the chat. We have links to all of our stuff, to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, all that good stuff. We also have a Patreon as well if you're interested in supporting us on Patreon. Again, all the money that we make there goes towards our tournaments. We are very transparent with that. You can see like the breakdown of where all the money goes. So if you want to support some of the smaller regions like North America, Latin America, Oceania, Southeast Asia, and Asia as well, then yeah, you can check out our Patreon. We're doing our best. We're doing our parts, doing what we can for the StarCraft scene. Other than just casting events, we also host our own as well. So check them out. Always a lot of good fun. Oh, thank you, Artie. Thank you. Meanwhile, stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who? I don't know. Don't know who's live right now, but we are going to be sending our ducks, our quacks, to someone else out there. So give them a chance. Give them some love. Give them some support. Ooh, as it looks like Wardy just went live. So we could raid Wardy. Or another smaller streamer. We'll see. We shall see. Regardless, thanks so much everyone for tuning in. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with some World Team League action. Until then, adios. Bienvenidos. Yeah.